Alright, now let's take a look at internet connection. As we discussed with the importance of having a good web browser in the other videos, now let's take a look at the connection that actually gets you there, the vehicle that has you get there. Because much of our business is transactions around the world is done online over the internet, it's really important for you to have a good internet service provider. Now, a good internet service provider is essential in managing your online teaching. Well, actually, today, manage your online life, in your real life. For many of us, the internet service we provider is picked for us. It's based on our address and where we live. Here in San Diego, I use Time Warner Cable, and I'm normally happy with what they provide. I pay about $10 more a month to have the speed booster, but I don't have a business T1 line. I don't find that necessary. You may, but I just it's 4 to 5 times more expensive, and I'm happy with what I have. So you should check with your provider and make sure that you have the best package that you can for your money. You're going to be more than the average user if you're doing online teaching and looking for jobs and teaching online. So you want to make sure that you have a good connection for that. Of course, depending on where you live, a normal connection varies from 2 to 20 megabytes. The average what I get is around 10, which is pretty fast for the internet. It can get up to 20, which is very fast. I would recommend making sure that you have a cable or a dish-based connection that offer at least 3 megabytes. The minimum you should go, I would say it would be at least 3. Now you can test your speed on speakeasy.org, and I'll put the address down here for you, speakeasy.org, and you can test that based on which web server is closest to you. Your speeds may change based on the time of day, based on how many other people are in your network, or actually just usage throughout the city or whatever. But in this day and age, I would strongly recommend staying away from dial-up or DSL. Those speeds really will not allow you to do your job efficiently. Now, if you have to use dial-up or DSL, I strongly recommend upgrading as soon as you can. Consider it an investment, and remember, tax write-off. A good internet service provider is up 99% of the time or better, so it's important that you choose one that has very little downtime. It's important to have a good internet service provider when it comes to the reliability, to help you with technical issues as well. You want to be able to get help and to get you back up online. Ideally, they should be able to offer a variety of options for performance and storage, bandwidth, as well as hosting and email management possibly, whatever type of hosting that you're looking for. Any type of protection, whatever you need to get rocking and rolling, you need to make sure they have those options. It's also important to have a backup plan. This is in case maybe your internet goes down and you still need to do work. I had one of those air cards that you put in your computer, and I just didn't find myself that warrant to use it. The speed wasn't fast enough, and it was almost as much as my home internet, and I just didn't find that the cost was worth it. So you need to have a backup plan, something simple as knowing where the nearest library is or Starbucks is, to see if you can connect there. Maybe talk to your friends and family. Maybe they're on different services, and see if they can work at their home if maybe yours goes down. I have a friend that lives in the same city as I do, but he has a different provider than I do. So we have an understanding that if one of us has issues with our internet, we can use each other's as a fallback. In my teaching time, I've had no such issues where I've needed to implement any of my backup plans. But I would be foolish not to have one because my job and paycheck relies on it. So having that strong internet connection, that reliable internet connection, and a backup plan, is key.